Now, I don't want to be rude to any of my guests, but as I'm the oldest here, I think I'm on safe ground. If you are standing for Parliament, does it matter how old you are? Well, some believe experience of real life and the world of work are essential requirements for any would-be politician. But others, of course, will argue that youth brings fresh ideas and lots of energy to the job. Well, Jamie Crowe is a student at Teesside University, and he's been speaking to three of his contemporaries who are hoping to get elected in May.
Election time is approaching fast, and this year has seen an increase in the number of students getting involved. 19-year-old history student Jordan is standing for Middlesbrough Council and believes his young age is a positive for voters.
I was 17 when I first joined, and when I first got involved I was about 18. And people were so supportive. They were just, delighted to see a young person involved in politics. When I knock at doors, people are delighted to see someone who's, under 20 at their door asking for their votes. So yeah, I'd say it's not a disadvantage at all. You meet an awful lot of people, you hear an awful lot of stories, and you get to spread a really good message.
Running for Parliament in Redcar, 22-year-old Conservative Jacob is a former Teesside student and claims there needs to be a more active voice with young people.
There's been a big age gap for a long time, and I think there's people like me, and there's a lot of young people interested in politics these days who are getting involved in it and are wanting to change things. I'm one of the youngest parliamentary candidates for the Conservative Party, but I know there's an 18-year-old standing for Labour in Bath.
But with growing support for smaller parties in the UK, there are openings for alternative views. Master's student Hannah has been selected in Middlesbrough for the Greens.
About 3 weeks ago in Hartlepool, 4 local Green Party members, so anybody from Hartlepool, Redcar, Stockton, Teesside, all Green Party members could turn up and ask me questions. And I was the youngest person there, probably the most inexperienced, but you've got to start somewhere, and I think I've got a lot of background in student politics, and now I want to bridge the gap and actually use my experience into national politics as well.
Hannah Graham ending that report by Jamie Crowe there. Josh Mason, you're 26, I believe, is that
27,
right?
actually.
27.
It was my birthday last week, yeah.
Very happy returns. Now, youthful enthusiasm, though, is one thing, isn't it? But don't you need some life experience before you're going to represent people?
Well, what I would say about our democratic system is that it is a representative democracy. And what we've got to remember is nearly 40% of the population of this country are actually under 30. Now, I don't dispute at all that, business people, accountants, people with considerable life experience contribute to making our laws and to running the country. But it is also equally important that we have everybody represented, whether they're from ethnic minorities, whether they are women, or whether they are young people. And at 40%, you can't ignore that percentage.
Okay. But tell us yourself, what have you done at your age you think that actually prepares you for everything that's going to be thrown at you as an MP, in the real world, as it were, not the real world of politics?
I think that there are more important things than experience in politics. I think that what's really important is your ability to empathise and your ability to advocate for your area, and that's something that we really need here in the North East. We need powerful advocates, people who are going to shout up for our area.
Sure, but everybody will say they do that. What have you done personally that makes you prepared, as I say, in real life, a real job or whatever, to be an MP?
Well, I already have 4 years of experience representing local people. I was elected to the council in Redcar when I was 23. I spent the past 5 years working with our existing MPs, supporting local business, local industry, encouraging investment, supporting local
well, it's
people.
valid, but it is politics, isn't it? So let's move it on. Emma Lewellbuck, the one thing we're not short of, as Josh Mason points out, is elderly politicians. An injection of youth into the Commons and council chambers would be very welcome, wouldn't it?
I think it would be, and I think that the Labour Party is the one true party that's representative of our country. We've got ethnic minority MPs, we have young MPs, we have older MPs, we've got more women MPs than any of the other parties. If you look in the chamber and look on the Labour side, we are a truly inclusive party. The other parties, the Lib Dems and the Tories, don't have the mix that we have.
Have you got that many young candidates coming through, though?
We have got quite a lot of young candidates coming through, yeah. And I'm young myself. I would still class myself as young.
Right, OK, yeah.
Yeah, it might be one for debate, but
absolutely.
yes.
I would as well, because otherwise that makes me very old. Simon Kitchen, the problem isn't finding young candidates, is it? It's persuading young people to vote. And actually, at the moment, because so many policies, including the ones we talked about in the budget, are aimed at older people, because the politicians know they vote, actually young people don't get much out of the political system.
I'll disagree with you. To go back to Emma's point, the Conservative Future is the youth wing of the Conservative Party, is the largest youth wing of any party in Britain. So we've obviously, as a party, kind of appealed to a wide range of people.
Is it full of genuine, kind of well-rounded young people, or is it a bunch of nerds?
No, that's well-rounded people. I was a member of it, you know.
So I say that about the other parties as well. I say that about the other parties as well. I'm not decrying these people, but are they people who've done anything other than obsess about politics? Are they slightly unusual for young people?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you could say that, but anyone involved in politics is a little bit kooky. But I mean, in terms of like policies for young people, one of the problems that we've had traditionally within this country is that people have gone specifically after young people's votes and then let them down. So we've seen the tuition fees, we've seen the Iraq War, where a lot of young people get involved in politics. That they're actually...
You did the tuition fee.
Well, we're talking about our Lib Dem colleagues, so...
Yeah,
the Lib Dems have their way on it.
So people feel let down by that. I mean, as a Conservative and represent the Conservative Party, we represent everyone within the country, and I think young people aren't different. They want a vibrant economy that creates jobs for them, and that's what we're delivering.
We'll leave it there. That is about it from us. We'll be back next weekend when we'll be taking a look at another election happening on May the 7th, the vote to choose an elected mayor in Copeland. Till then, it's back to Andrew for the rest of the show.